This week's videos are sponsored by ACORNS, the money app that makes it simple and cheap to make small yet significant investments.
Citizens of the Reject Nation, we have made it. We're on the penultimate episode and the finale of Season 5. John, this is it.
This is it.
Oh my God.
I'm not ready.
I'm not either.
Once again.
I have really enjoyed it.
Yeah, this has been a terrific season of TV.
Anyways, as we do at the beginning of everything that we do here on The Real Rejects, we check in to see how we are feeling. So, John, the bangarang Humphrey, the bang to my flash.
That's right.
How are you feeling today?
I'm all right. I'm a little bit jumbled up, as you can tell. It's been a, just kind of busy morning, but I am excited to hop back into this. It's been a minute in, the real time of the channel since we shot 9 and 10, so I'm excited and, nervous to see how this all wraps up. This
Definitely.
has been such a fascinating season. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I thought I was next to Porky Pig in the Looney Tunes or something there.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, but I am doing great. I am just shot a couple episodes of another TV show earlier today, and that went well. Aside from that, I have been trapped on a toilet what seems to be most of the day, so be careful of those late night Wendy runs.
Get that spatter analysis.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was doing my dark passenger detective mode, Batman and Dexter.
Passenger.
Exactly, my Duke passenger. More like my Doom passenger, but yeah. So I'm curious to see what we got in store here, because this has been an emotional season to say the least, and I know it's viewed upon as not on the top echelon as the Dexter, as most people would say, but I think John and I would agree it's been great. So let's see how it unfolds. Anyways, full-length reaction where you sync up with your own copy. Jonizio and myself are watching it on Amazon Prime via Showtime. So wherever you are watching it on your Showtime DVDs, or your regular DVDs, your Blu-rays, whatever, I'm gonna give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown. It's like we're all watching together. Greg and John exclusively cover many other TV shows and highlights over there. It's over on our Patreon page. It's where we call you Royal Rejects. And if you are a Royal Reject, you can also become a Righteous Reject. Look at all this gear we got. Stranger Things, but you can have Reject Things. You get 15% discount. RejectNationShop.com. Also, if any support you give us over there, first of all, it's a very lovely community, and it really offsets a lot of the monetization issues that we run into on a day-to-day basis. Helps keep the lights on, helps keep the hosts coming back in. Anything really support anything that you can give us over there. Seriously, we appreciate you guys so much. And also, we would ask that you make sure to like, comment, engage into the videos. We love to hear from you guys so much. Without, of course, going into any crazy spoilers, just want to hear some of your favorite episodes, favorite moments in Dexter, whether it is in that episode or whatnot. So don't...
engage with that comment box, engage with the like button, especially for this show, just full transparency, especially past season 4, some of the views have been not quite as high as they have been in the past, and so, we want to continue this most certainly, and if you guys want to continue this too, just, share it with your friends, leave a like. We appreciate you all for being here, and and hopefully we get to go the full distance.
And make sure you take it!
Yes, take it!
Yes. Alrighty, we're going to get into this, and also follow us over on social media, and don't forget to follow Tara on the Rage Pod. Go do that as well. And we are going to get into Season 5, Episode 11 in 3, 2.
Hop a freighter. The future.
We appreciate you fitting us in. We wanted to thank you for your phone call regarding Alex Tilden. It was really helpful. Yeah, we followed up immediately. We went to his house, but it looked like we had just missed him.
Savage.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is, because he seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth.
I see.
Like Cole Harmon.
And Boyd Fowler.
Oh, no.
Yeah, him too.
All your boys.
Now, I keep asking myself, what's the connection? What do these 3 people have in common? You. You're what they have in common. You.
Oh, here it comes.
Why don't you just save us a lot of time and tell us what that connection is?
It's ridiculous that you think I have anything to do with this. I gave you my DNA.
I gave you my DNA.
You took it!
Your DNA wasn't found on any of the Barrel Girls.
That's correct. So all this right here is a colossal waste of my time.
Doesn't mean you ain't involved.
So you can keep fooling everybody in your little seminars, but I'm on to you.
You're obsessed with me.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
I think
It
the
is
barrel girl
treatable.
got away.
It's something I can
and
help
now
you
she's
with.
hunting down the people that took her. And people all around you are dropping like flies.
Sharp as a tack, Deb.
Yeah.
She overpowered him in
Seriously.
that one.
I'll be fine.
I got a lot of security.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
And she's like, I might not legally be able to take you down, but Lumen and my brother, who I don't know about, will.
Stairs?
Locked from the inside.
Yeah. But you know how to pick locks.
This is weirdly charming.
Yeah, it is. Planning the demise of an evil person.
Well, in a classic kind of scene, like, ooh, we're doing the diagram
No,
of the
it
plan,
actually
you know?
is adorable. I really am
They're being
admiring
so
this.
sweet with each other.
So we have to figure out a way to get him to come out.
He's everything he needs up there.
Not everything.
Uh-oh. Not girls.
Me.
Oh,
He
no.
wants me.
Use me as bait.
Ugh.
There's got to be a way to use me as bait.
Ugh.
It worked with Cole.
I'm not gonna use you as bait. It's too dangerous.
You know I can do this.
Oh, he's emotionally compromised now, Jonald.
Yeah, I do. I saw you kill Alex Tilden, but we have to be extra careful. Jordan has more than just our eyes on him.
He's got the Miami PD.
The police.
My sister.
I'm so sorry that I put you in this position, having to lie to her like that.
I don't like it, but it's not the first time.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
She's never suspected anything.
all the time thing.
I don't know, maybe Deb has a blind spot when it comes to me.
Got it.
I feel like I'm taking advantage of her, but it's for the best. She's not like us.
She's not like us. Crap and no.
Is that Peter Weller? It's got to be Peter Weller, right?
The hell? Yeah. Definitely gotta be Peter Weller.
There's a camera in the room. The baby monitor is picking up the signal. Somebody's watching us.
Woof. Hate that. Ooh. Tense.
Jordan has to be behind this.
No.
Close by. Wireless cameras have a limited range.
I don't know.
The van? The white
A
van?
motorhome.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of options.
A van.
One of the best options is to leave a like on this video, though, and
Yeah,
comment down
comment.
below.
Lots.
We want to pick the engagement, the views
Yeah.
up on these, so that we can do the
Share
whole
the video,
show, you know,
please.
so it would be a big help, much appreciated.
To all the Dexter fans out there
Yeah,
that you know.
because honestly, this is one of my favorite things we do here.
Yeah,
so.
no, I look forward to doing
do it
this
for
every-
me.
Do it for John,
Could
guys.
be anywhere.
This is a great, tense, headspace.
Yeah, he's really
that
out
we're
of
in.
sorts right now. Just so disoriented.
Yeah,
You coming in?
I gotta grab something from my car. Be right up.
yeah. I gotta throw this dude in the trunk, drive it off the pier.
What are you doing here?
My union appeal's been denied. I am now officially terminated.
What?
I need your help on a bust. Something big enough to make him stand up and take notice. Something big enough to make him give me my job back on the police force.
Dexter?
Shit, Dexter.
Your boy Dexter.
What the What are you doing?
Didn't you hear me, Quinn? I'm not a cop anymore. Now I need a cop to make this bust.
No, forget it.
Yeesh.
You're up to your ass in alligators with this thing, whether you like it or not. So you're gonna make this bust, and I'm gonna call you. You best come running.
Oh, God. He is
This dude's like a plague.
devouring
He will
the
not go.
scenery.
He will not go away.
No.
What are you in the mood for?
I'm thinking seafood. It's a perfect night to grill.
Ah.
Harrison's baby monitor made it easy to pinpoint where this was hidden, but the bigger problem remains. What exactly has Jordan heard? And where are those recordings?
Oh, my.
Oh, right. He went down and used.
On second thought, let's go out.
But
to
he
eat.
used Quinn's name, right, to get that.
Yeah.
And he's gonna use that tag to find out and think
All that
it's
shit he
Quinn.
checked out, yeah. Oh, no. You knew it was your boy.
Why would somebody from the police department bug your apartment?
I don't know, but there's a serial number on the camera. I'll go in tomorrow and find out who checked it out.
I don't understand.
He's gonna think it's Quinn. He's gonna think it's Quinn. Because remember,
Oh, yeah.
Peter Weller used Quinn's name.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
She has this theory about vigilantes hunting down the...
So you think she planted cameras?
No, it's not her. I know. Could be anyone.
Oh Jesus! This is going to be a collision right now.
But how could they be onto us? Been so careful.
I don't know yet. The one good thing is that no one has seen those recordings yet.
How do you know?
Because we haven't been arrested.
Jordan is going to get away with everything and we're going to be arrested?
We don't know that.
Sometimes that's how it goes.
It can't end this way.
It's not going to.
It's only episode 11.
Sonia, everything all right?
Everything is great.
Hey.
Esther and Cody are spoiling Harrison silly.
Aw.
Harrison's birthday party.
Of course. Right.
Ugh.
Esther and Cody can't wait to see you.
Oh,
Looking
God.
forward to seeing them too.
Oh, God. I hate this. This is...
Sonia, we're gonna have the party in Orlando.
Oh,
It's just easier than making everyone drive down here.
perfect.
Yeah, that'd be good. Bye.
Remember that muddy female blueprint outside of Tilden's house?
Oh, shit.
Oh no, Lumen, right?
Yeah.
It
Shit.
has a twin. Found it outside the vacant house next door. The dining room was spotless, and I mean recently cleaned kind of spotless, unlike the rest of the house.
Oh, God.
My schnoz also detected the smell of bleach.
Super smeller.
One more day and the smell would have dissipated.
My guess, the vigilante brought your missing banker over and offed him right there in the dining room.
Way to go, Vince.
Did I hear the word vigilante?
It was a theory I was keeping to myself. It's out there, but we may have a vigilante on our hands.
Yeah, you've had a vigilante in your hands the last 5 seasons.
I sent Masuka over to Tilden's to see if he could comb for any evidence that a homicide had taken place.
Keep going. Please don't.
There are 13 DVDs.
Oh, God.
That one of the Barrel Girls escaped, and now she's after the men that abducted her.
How is that even possible? The Barrel Girls are all slight of build.
Maybe she had help.
Yeah, maybe she got a lot of help.
Like who?
A man, someone she trusts, someone who cares about her, a father, a brother, a husband, a boyfriend.
Oh, my God.
Deb, you're kind of on the money.
Detective Joseph Quinn checked out the cameras. 3 cameras to be exact. 2
Shit.
microphones, a recorder. Only 3 days ago. Maybe no one's seen the footage yet.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, God. Freaking, ugh.
Case number, it's from 1982, when Quinn was in grade school eating paste. It's a fake.
Oh, good. Well, that's nice.
No court orders authorized for my address. This is off the books.
Dude, fun. Nicely done. Now go find Peter Weller.
Yeah, but he has no idea. I mean, he only met Peter Weller for that one moment.
Who is this guy?
Quinn, my sister's partner.
Oh, wow.
Woof, woof.
Are they close?
He used to be.
This is so strange.
Anything of us?
No, just a cat.
I
that
really
hiccups
love this
and farts
rapport.
At the same time.
What?
Cute.
Oh, shit.
Ugh.
Oh, that's going to drive this home more. Ugh.
Yes.
He's been watching us for weeks.
Shit.
Bad.
Shit.
So bad.
We have to find the digital source.
Right. Find the recording equipment.
You better close that closet door.
I don't know anything. Of course, I should have.
Why is that?
I mean, I was very naive, but now it all makes sense. Those week-long fishing trips he used to take.
He was an evil bastard.
He called it his man time, but of course that has a whole other meaning now.
Ooh.
Ugh.
He kept me completely in the dark about his whole closeted gay life.
What?
Why didn't he just tell me?
No.
It's a lot worse than that.
We have information which leads us to believe your husband wasn't, in fact, gay.
What a way to put that.
He was linked to a series of...
It's worse. That's worse.
Way worse. I wish he was gay.
Yeah.
Who is this man I married?
Oh, poor thing.
So do any of these names sound familiar? Boyd Fowler, Cole Harmon,
No, I don't know them.
Alex Tilden?
She'll know Jordan Chase.
Jordan Chase.
Jordan Chase?
Yes.
He's famous.
him right
Everyone
there.
knows him.
That's 2-man sailing team, Dan Mendel and Eugene Greer.
Jordan
Greer.
Chase is Eugene Greer.
Ooh.
Oh,
Or he
you
used
know.
to be. Dan knew him when they were kids. It was a really big deal to him.
What's our connection?
Bingo.
Got him.
That ties Jordan directly to each.
Oh, Dexter's going to hear this.
Oh.
Deb's closing in on Chase. Quinn's closing in on me. Time's running out for both of us.
Our time is running out.
Dude, this is emotionally intense.
Yeah.
Wondering if you want to go with me to Orlando on Sunday for Harrison's birthday.
Oh, boy.
I do, but
You have other plans with Quinn?
what? No, it's Quinn's the last person that you'd want to have there.
Oh, so it's over?
Yes.
You don't have to tell me.
He lied to me about something.
Must have been something big.
Dude, I'm waiting for Deb to find out this secret.
He lied to me about you.
Oh.
But me? What do you mean?
Quinn had this
Oh, God.
idiot notion that you were somehow connected to Rita's death.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because you've been through enough. I just found out when he finally told me. I felt so betrayed because
Wait till you find out the real truth.
Yeah.
as much as I don't want to admit it, I really care about him.
Oh.
Care, present tense.
Yeah.
It's complicated, remember?
Yeah.
I thought I knew him, and he kept telling me he loved me.
There's just too much here. She's finding out this episode or next.
Have somebody like that, you don't lie to somebody that you're close to, you have their back.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
What they're doing takes devotion. To kill someone together, that's some pretty serious shit.
Is that what Lumen and I have? Serious shit?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
He's risking his life. He's putting everything on the line to make what happened to her right.
It's cathartic.
As crazy as that sounded, what word would you use to describe that but love?
Romantic.
Yeah.
What is Quinn after? What does he want with us?
He doesn't want us, he wants me.
When are they going to see Peter Weller?
After me, before we even met. I didn't mean for you to get caught up in this.
You tried that once before, remember?
That was different. I don't want
Minnesota?
you to leave. For good. Just till I deal with this.
Oh, he wants to tell her so bad he loves her.
Deal with it how?
I don't know, whatever needs to be done.
Ugh.
I appreciate the offer, but
I refuse.
going anywhere.
Lumen is getting dangerous.
Getting dangerous? I'm not walking away. We're a team.
That ship's in the marina.
We have
Teamwork
serious shit.
makes the dream work.
Maybe we should both take off.
Get on a cruise ship,
Hop a freighter.
steal a tugboat.
Steal a tugboat.
That's the next episode's name, right?
Yeah. These are trilogy of transpo-related titles.
You said that you didn't want me to leave.
I could also see the next episode name being Take It.
I'm sorry. I fucked up. I know.
Yeah.
I do dumb things. I'm a dumb guy.
Yeah.
The one thing I did right was to get you to almost like me.
Oh.
Because I really love you.
Don't quit.
No, I mean it.
Oh.
There aren't many women like you. I know that.
True. Deb's one of a kind.
You're more a guy.
A guy?
You don't play games where I have to figure out what it is you're really thinking.
Yeah, she's very direct.
Yeah.
Usually with a lot of really filthy words. I've never heard.
Yep.
You're the first woman who's ever called me on my bullshit.
Love a real one like Deb.
It made me take a hard look at myself. It's made me a better person, I think.
Really, it really has. He's grown and evolved a lot.
Not only has Jordan declined our request for another interview, but he just booked a multi-city speaking deal in Europe.
Ugh.
Sounds like he's on the run.
No fucking way.
As of tomorrow, he is untouchable unless...
What? He's Kevin Costner?
We can ground him as a material witness. We just have to get to court order.
Should we go to LaGuardia?
No. She shoots me down every time. She won't help. I can get it myself.
The only van that remains after 24 hours just happens to be a rental. Judging by the amount of dust, it's been sitting there close to a week.
Yeah, get that last swig. That fresh brew.
Here comes Quinn, checking in before he heads
No,
to
it's
the station.
RoboCop.
Nope, it's it. Yeah, it ain't Quinn.
Oh!
God damn it! God damn it! Oh!
The predator has become the prey, John.
No! She's
Shit.
such a slime!
Oh, no.
Ugh!
Hello?
Lumen, it's me, Emily.
Oh boy.
I got a call from Jordan Chase.
Oh shit.
He knows I talked to you.
What?
I feel like this is an acting job.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't talk to him.
What is going on? I'm scared.
Yeah, see, this is what I just mentioned, that Jordan wants to get her before he goes to Europe.
I'm going to the police. I'll tell them everything.
No, don't do that.
Why? They'll protect me.
Stay in your house. Wait for us. We'll be there as soon as we can. Please just tell me that you'll wait for us.
She's looking right at Jordan.
Please hurry.
Very nice.
Very nice.
I like.
You're quite the actress.
Haha. That's how you start in films such as May.
When we
Dexter, where are you?
started off the
Emily
scene
called.
with her, I'm
Jordan
like, and
knows she
Jordan's
talked to
going
us.
to
We have to go
Europe. I'm
see
like,
her.
he has to get
Oh no,
lucid.
I know how you got there. Like,
I had a feeling we had to cut ties here.
no, you're good at this.
Well, it's not good. It's just I know how
You're
to
observant.
I'm
you're
observant.
good at
I'm
deducing
deducing
things based on the details.
I've watched this before, and I'm gonna predict what I've already seen.
You're Quinn's friend.
Never seen this show before, guys, but go ahead and accuse me if you'd like.
Is my name.
Stan Liddy.
Mutual friend Joey Quinn hired me to look into you, and I guess you know I found out some things. I just need you to lie there and relax. I don't want to zap you again, but I will if I have to. Listen, boy, this is going down with or without you. Now, you don't get down here faster than a fucking jackrabbit. I'm calling in another cop, and then there's no telling how this is going to spin out.
Ooh.
Jesus, Liddy.
Jesus ain't got nothing to do with it. Fuel docks, Bayfront Park, now.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
Who's Sonia?
My nanny.
Nanny. Well, Sonia wants to know if you want a magician for the party.
Yes.
Yes, to magician. Ain't that neat?
Jesus Christ.
And it's just a tiny bit of what I recorded.
He can't live. He knows too much.
Oh, totally.
I don't have no search warrant, and these people are sticklers for rules.
As much as I enjoy Peter Weller being on the show.
You're gonna give me a full confession.
Wow. Nice.
God
Oh,
damn
no,
it.
she went alone. Of course she would have gone alone.
You said you would protect me. Emily, it's okay. Calm down.
You have to call him. Make him come. Now.
Ugh.
Yeah, he needs to tie both. He needs to cut both those loose ends.
Okay, maybe I should just go get him.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Ugh, the trap is sprung.
Why should I trust you? Because I don't give a shit about her, and I don't give a shit about you either. I just want my goddamn job in the police force back. And somebody like you
wants that pension too.
Everybody thinks I'm a goddamn hero. Everybody loves me.
What a narcissist. Oh my god.
Such an entertaining performance. Oh, whoa!
Look at that. Look at that old DV camera or high 8 camera. Oh my god.
Who's Quinn gonna save?
Oh my god. Oh, this could be good though. This could be good though.
Yeah. Who's he gonna show
if
the
he
loyalty
sees him in
to?
the right. No, this could be bad actually too.
Oh shit!
Holy fuck.
Oh, it was fun having you here, RoboCop. Whoa.
Go away, Quinn. Don't make this any worse.
Shit.
Oh no.
Shit.
Oh, he's gonna hear it ringing.
Shit. Silence it. Oh my god, no. Ugh.
Leave her a message.
God, no.
You're really starting to fucking piss me off.
Go, no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, dude.
Blood spattered on his shoe.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like it.
Emily called. Jordan knows she talked to us. We have to go see her.
Good news is that body's not going anywhere, but bad news is Jordan's got her. Destroy it! Does that all go just in the water? Yeah. Oh, it's such a nice laptop.
Yeah.
You've been on the force long enough to know that situations are rarely black and white.
Yeah.
I have always trusted your instincts as a cop.
Oh boy. Have you?
You know, at one point I actually thought we were friends.
I'm sorry if I betrayed that friendship.
Oh.
Okay.
She seems genuine when she says that.
What does this say to your court order? From a different judge who owed me a favor.
Hey.
Good job, La Guarta.
Now I'm the asshole, right?
Yeah.
You better get going if you want to catch Jordan.
A lot of really good scenes this episode.
Yeah, this is a great episode. It's probably one of my favorite. Oh, what a...
What could he be doing that is so important that he would let you come here by yourself?
I don't know.
Yes, you keep saying that.
Getting kidnapped by Stan Liddy.
I could try calling him.
Quiet, please.
Are you mad at me?
Jesus.
I did exactly what you told me to do.
Please, shut up.
I'm just trying to.
Shut up!
Oh, boy.
It's not my fault.
Of course it's your fault!
Oh, this guy. Mask be slipping on you. Get your knife. Get your knife.
Never had to do anything before. Now I have no choice. I can't leave any witnesses.
I'd like for her to do something.
You said you wouldn't kill her.
I've never had to do anything before.
No!
Wow! God, even just the one strike was savage.
Yeah. Oh,
that was a moment. I thought he was going to hit her like 4 or 5 more times.
I was expecting that too, but that one was...
Well, you just saw that hate in his face. The rage.
Lumen.
Oh.
Blah. Blah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Is this the only kind of love I'll ever find? The kind that ends in blood?
Oof. Love shed. Love spatter analyst.
Not Eugene Career Enterprises?
Is he on the plane?
No, I have no idea where he is. We were scheduled to fly out over an hour ago, and he never showed up.
Hell yeah.
I guess you would leave a couple cops there in case he ever does show?
Emily was killed with 2 blows.
Oh boy.
Multiple footprints in the blood. A scuffle. More blood.
Footprints
Not from Emily. Leading out.
Always so intrigued when he does his detective thing. His blood spatter thing.
She was running.
Emily. No.
There's the knife.
Nor.
She's putting up a fight.
I feel like this season must have also like gained probably appreciation in recent time to subject matter. Like, oof.
Fellow reject, maybe you'll identify with what I'm about to say. I've never had the healthiest relationship with money. It's not because I'm a big spender or something like that. I've just my entire life carried around this general anxiety around it, a constant fear that I'm gonna lose everything, or when I don't have much, I'm never gonna gain anything. Because my family fought about money all the freaking time, and we lost our home to bankruptcy when I was much younger. And even though I'm a grown adult now, the fear has just never evaporated, and that is why. With today's sponsor, I signed up for them before they ever partner with us. That is ACORNS. I'm going to explain it to you in the most simple way because it's simple to use. ACORNS is an investing and savings app that makes your money grow in the background of your life. Just think of it like this. It rounds up your spare change from everyday purchases and invests it for you. So if you buy a cup of coffee for $3.60. ACORNS will round it up to $4 and put that extra 40 cents to work for you. And I signed up for them a couple years ago. So believe me, it started off small and it's been paying off in a way that helps bring more comfort in that anxiety financial heart of my life. I've been able to watch that spare change turn into something real. Like sometimes when my mind's just racing or I'm going down my little wormhole, sometimes checking that app actually does bring some comfort. Because when I do, it reminds me I'm building something and I've already built something from it already after a couple years. And you can experience this too. I know people where ACORNS, their investment, helped get them out of some real bad financial clutches before. There's someone here, a host at the channel actually. So fellow reject, you can sign up now and ACORNS will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment. So you can join the over 14 million customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with ACORNS. You could head to acorns.com/rejects or download the app to get started. Link in the description box and pinned comment. And lastly, because we're talking about money, we got to say this. Pay non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote ACORNS. Tier 2 compensation provided potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings. Does not include ACORNS fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any ACORNS portfolio. Investments results will vary. Investing involves risk. ACORNS Advisor LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/reject. All that being said, go to acorns.com/rejects to start growing your money smarter, not harder. Thank you again.
God damn.
All right, gang. That was episode 11, the penultimate. We're going to get right into the finale here.
The big one.
All the girls were raped and tortured at the same location. I'm pretty sure that's where he's taking Lumen.
Pretty sure.
That sounds like an assumption.
Don't be so presumptuous.
Lumen sees me for what I really am, and she hasn't turned away from me. She hasn't turned against me. She's someone I could share my life with. I will not let her die.
Whoa! Shit! Oh, God.
What are you guys doing here?
It was Aster's idea.
I thought we'd come surprise you and have Harrison's birthday party here in Miami. Are you surprised?
A little.
Why am I?
I was surprised. Were you surprised? I was surprised.
We want to stay with you for the summer. Can we please, Dex?
Aww.
We really, really miss you.
Let me save Lumen first and we'll go from there.
Sure you can. I really miss you guys too.
Oh, God.
We could issue a stake and notify. Locate him, put him under 24-hour surveillance until we've got enough to bust him.
I like how they're working together now.
Yeah.
But I hope it's not just for her, like, purposes to...
This guy doesn't take a piss without bodyguards holding his dick.
So, still a race.
A race?
See which couple gets to him first.
Oh, I've got
vigilantes, assuming they're a couple. Assuming we're a couple.
Aw.
Can't assume anything right now.
I wonder if Dexter's going to be all out of options and he has no choice to tell Deb because he needs a lead to get to Jordan.
Nice to hear from you.
Whatever you're thinking of doing, it's not necessary. We can work something out.
That is a green screen.
What do you mean?
But it looks pretty good.
Emotional approach. But it's not working for you. You're stressed. I can hear it in your voice. She really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
Not going to be able to manipulate him.
Yes.
It must be terrible going through this again.
Ah!
You slime.
Losing your wife, the woman you loved, and now Lumen. I imagine it seems to you like some kind of terrible curse.
Oh my God, dude.
I hate it, John!
Tick, 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 Dexter.
Oh, no.
Life running out.
So Lumen's still alive.
You freaking catchphrase.
Jordan Chase! Coño es eso?
Oh. Oh, shit, dude. Ugh. Sorry, I thought he was going to buy a bag of oranges, just like beat her with or something, but... Ugh. Ow! Shit. What was that?
I think he hit her with a gun.
Gun or a taser? Yeah.
It looked like a gun.
You see how Cole keeps looking off at somebody behind the camera?
Ugh.
He's not the only one either.
Oh.
In all of these videos, these bastards that
That
keep
was
looking
slick.
off. Is this to get approval or instruction or something?
You think they're looking at Jordan?
Who else would it be?
Yeah.
You shouldn't look at those anymore.
I have to fucking look at these things. I understand what these women went through. Part of it, at least.
Biney? Bad Biney.
I know what it is to be taken by some sick bastard.
Yeah.
She can't even say his name. Rudy, my brother.
Biney.
Rudy!
Is this what I do? Curse everyone around me?
I have to work. If Jordan gets away with this, I can't live with myself.
I know.
God, just those... You know they had to do a shoot day for those tapes, and that must have been rough.
We're rolling out to Bayfront Park immediately. We have an officer down.
What?
Stand, Liddy.
Liddy.
Ooh.
Dexter, grab your kit. There's a lot of blood. Okay, that's all, people.
Dex, blood. Come on, the sooner we get this cleaned up.
Quinn was just looking. Did you see that?
Oh, sure I did, yeah. Ugh, 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 ugh. Too much eye contact there.
I'm glad. I love James Remar.
Yeah, me too. You gotta build a lot of trust as actors to do this stuff. And the other irony is that sometimes these really ugly scenes, you know, sometimes the mood is lighter on set, but... Oh.
PTSD.
I was going to say, we don't see a ton of that footage, but every lick is...
Each second I'm stuck on this slow boat going to my own crime scene takes her farther away from me. Fate is hardly lending a hand.
Yeah, you look very agitated, sir.
I haven't examined the crime scene. Wild guess. Heard Liddy was kind of shady. Maybe something came back to bite him.
Ugh.
Someone really did a number on him. Did you bring your full kit, Dex?
When is Quinn going to discover the blood on his boot?
And all my kill tools.
Quinn, come with me.
If you want to live.
What's going on?
It's okay, Dad.
We have a homicide to work, detective. Get to it.
Ugh.
Seems to me we find out who Liddy was spying on, we find our killer.
Ugh.
The unis found Liddy's cell phone. The last 5 calls he made were all you.
Ooh.
He must have kept calling you for a reason. What was it?
I didn't pick up.
Then he would have left messages. I need to hear them.
Yeah, but he also called him. Remember when he was at the van? So they should see that on his phone.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. Whoa. Yeah. I was like, is this either going to come back for him to investigate or for them to see?
Quinn, you better start talking to me.
I don't think I should say anything else.
Yeah, damn.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant.
Whew. You can talk to your lawyer back at the station. Officer, escort Detective Quinn back to Metro Homicide.
Jesus. Oh my God, I have such a foreboding feeling.
The killer knew what he was doing.
Sure felt like it at the time. Jordan took Lumen back to where it all started. With Emily.
Emily.
Yeah, do you have an address?
1530 Moralia Road.
Thanks.
Anytime.
Anytime.
I'm gonna go talk to him. No. You're gonna stay here and do your job. I hope I'm wrong about Quinn. But right now, we need to process the scene and find out what really happened.
This is chaos right now.
Yeah, dude. Like every season has like harsh stakes, but it feels like the stakes right now and the amount of things going wrong. Like,
You remember this place?
Oh,
Should feel like home.
Recreating the scene.
Damn.
Well, don't worry. It'll all come back to you.
Yeah. Compound PTSD.
I spoke with Dexter on the phone. I let him know that you're alive, in need.
Oh.
I motivated him.
Yes, you did. What a manipulator.
Now, will he come for you? We'll be joyously reunited, the 3 of us.
Ugh, I'm gonna toss you both in some barrels.
You've changed since I saw you here last time. You know that?
Yeah. She's a lot stronger.
You got this look in your eye.
Killer
She's
instinct.
fierce. She's mentally tougher.
Did you learn that from him?
Oh my
Headbutt him.
God, he is
Headbutt him.
so
Please
sinister.
headbutt him.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
Ugh.
He's like an animal.
I thought you just liked to watch.
No, well, maybe I'm changing.
Whoa.
You.
Oh, yes. Monstrous. He's put in a terrific performance, too.
He's great. I hate him.
They've got a really great stack of guest stars for the season. Him, Peter Well, Julia Stiles, obviously, Angela Bettis, you know.
His name's on the requisition forms for the surveillance equipment we found in Liddy's van.
Ooh.
What about the fingerprints we lifted off the van?
Aside from Liddy's, they're all Quinn's.
Yeah, because he was trying to open the handle. Oh, it looks so bad for him.
Yeah, I hate this.
All I can tell you is that I didn't kill Liddy.
But you were there.
It's not what it looks like.
It looks like you did it.
Yeah.
It really does.
If you didn't kill Liddy, who did?
Yeah, do you want to hear that?
I can't say anything else. I'm sorry.
Don't say you're sorry. Just tell me the fucking truth.
Are you ready to accept it?
You should go work on finding Jordan.
Wow, he's trying to preserve what they have, even though it's going to destroy it anyways. Because he loves her.
This is so sad.
Ooh.
Don't underestimate your adversary, Dexter. Not again.
Yeah, he's got a system of
Yeah,
Jason
man. Hey,
tunnels.
look. Freddy Krueger had it tough. Oh, shit.
Whoa! Oh my God, dude! Jesus Christ!
That takes me back to, remember season 4 when he was sleep deprived and he crashed?
Oh my God, yeah, dude. He riled you up, but good.
Surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Hey, what show was that from again? Oh, shit.
It's from your stake and notify. Should I put it on your desk?
No, what is it?
Someone said they spotted Jordan Chase.
A street vendor?
Yeah, up by Moralia Road.
Oh.
Weird thing is he thought he heard noises coming from the trunk. That's why he called it in. I know, sounds unlikely.
Yeah, maybe I'll check it out. Thanks.
Oh, is she gonna go to River Jordan and find out the truth?
You might be right, Andrew.
Ah.
Oh my God. That looked very painful.
That looks very painful, to be hung up by your hands like that, or feet on the ground?
You lost your wife, Rita. You blamed yourself. Sure, you thought what? That you could make up for that by helping her?
This guy's the biggest piece of shit.
Yeah.
You can't save one thing to make up for another, Dexter. It's just not the way the world works.
You gotta transform yourself.
I look at these. I can't help but think that you have a kind of greatness in you. You're no different than the idiots that show up at my seminars. Totally lost.
God, this guy. So condescending.
Yes, and patronizing.
Motivate him into... Yeah, buddy! Oh, God. That's awesome.
Jesus.
That must hurt like a mother.
I like that trap he set. Oh, damn. That was amazing.
Bang, bang, bang from the trunk. Which way donde fue? What's down that way?
River Jordan?
Okay.
Nada mucho, un campamento.
A campamento.
Camp.
A camp?
Sí, camp.
Oh, shit.
Gracias.
She got a word.
Yeah.
¿Dónde está Jordan?
You want to be awake for this.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Being present in the moment?
We're listening.
I heard the words.
Well, I'm about to take it, your life.
To be honest.
You have to consider the source.
Yeah.
This is so satisfying.
Tis. Agreed.
You should be the one to do it.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be very cathartic to do.
Killing is killing, Dexter. Let's at least be honest about that.
Are you being honest? Eugene?
Eugene?
It's a compliment. It's a reminder of how far I've come.
Ugh.
Well, it ends right now.
Table.
Transformed.
You will be soon.
Not just me. You, Lumen.
You don't get to use my name.
Yeah.
No. Keep my name out your mouth.
You know what? If you hadn't met me, you would never have known you had it in you.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's a good justification.
Now you do.
Ugh. Demon voice.
I watched you so carefully the last time you were here. You used to just cower and cry.
Whoa! Yeah.
That's not just for me.
That's for all the women.
Everyone that you hurt. Even Emily.
Even Emily.
Oh, R.I.P. Emily.
Do you hear me?
Oh. Yeah, let it out, Lumen. Let it out. He was a great season 5 villain.
Yeah.
Great performance.
I know that's not how you're supposed to do it.
Oh, it
He
is.
was right about that part. There is no polite way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Dutch angle shots.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, John!
Yeah,
we've been waiting 5 seasons for this.
Yeah. I don't know. Shit.
They've been hinting at this for the last 2 episodes.
Maybe we should just
or 3
leave
or
the
4
body here.
We don't want a murder investigation. We want closure.
Oh my God, John! I can't. I am so excited and terrified for Dexter.
Everyone will know what he's done.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Shit.
Don't move.
Wow.
Don't fucking move.
Wow.
Let's end the show
Whatever's
right
in your
here.
arms, drop it now.
Whoa.
Both of you.
Whoa.
I know who you are, number 13, and I know what they did to you.
Oh my God, dude.
Seen the tapes. I watched them over and over.
She would have done that to Biney, right?
It's a miracle you survived.
Is she gonna let him go?
And you, whoever you are, you know that too.
Is she just gonna walk out and not know?
I wonder.
Whoa!
I said don't fucking move!
Oh yeah, this is
intense.
Tense.
Maybe it's true some people deserve to die, but I'm a cop and I don't make that fucking decision. So I'm gonna call this in.
No! Dexter, you gotta go out. You have
In an hour, this place will be swarming with police. If I were you, I'd be gone by then.
Oh,
Deb. You're a fucking real one.
Holy shit! How do you give us blue balls like that?
Wow.
I thought she was...
Wow.
Oh, god dang, you writers, you are
wow, Deb.
You got me there.
Well, yeah.
I appreciate it.
And yeah, she chose...
I don't know what you did or didn't do. And for some reason, you're not saying.
I know how I feel about you.
But I'm not judging.
Don't care what you did, as long as you love me, baby.
You can't judge. Not anymore.
Ooh.
What do you mean? Something happened?
Yes.
Oh.
A lot, actually. A lot that I don't understand. You know how LaGuardia keeps saying everything's complicated? I'm starting to believe her.
Loving you is complicated.
I'll be here no matter what happens.
Fudge those blood shoe results, Dex.
Did you ever think we'd get here?
You didn't?
Not really, no. I mean, for a while there, I wasn't sure. It's like what your sister said. It's a miracle. It's a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
Home?
Sweet home. Home is where the heart is, and that's where the two of them are together. Slice of life.
Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah.
The blood on Quinn's shoe, is it Liddy's?
Haven't run it yet. Do you think it is?
I don't know.
Come on, Dex, do him a solid.
You think you know someone, and then it turns out you don't.
Fudge that blood.
You think someone's a good cop, and then they do something.
Pay it
I don't
forward.
know. All I'm saying is nothing is as simple as it seems.
Truly.
You're right about that.
Only as soon as you know.
Come on, Dex.
I have to imagine he's gonna lie about it.
Throw that olive branch.
I didn't sleep at all last night. First, I was wondering how I could possibly tell you.
What?
I have to leave.
No!
Oh.
Today.
You can't.
I have to.
That how empty.
When I saw Jordan Chase's body disappearing into the ocean,
Yeah, part of you went with it.
all night I was trying to figure out what was happening, and I tried to hold on to it.
Ugh, ugh, ugh.
This morning, I could tell it was gone.
Yeah.
I don't feel it anymore.
Closure's a tough one.
The need.
Yeah.
Her dark passenger, it's vanished.
Yeah.
Say something.
But what about something that's close to your heart now?
Don't go.
Oh.
I don't want to.
And don't. Stay here.
Oh.
What we've been doing.
You don't have to.
But you do, right?
Wow.
She wants to just live a normal life.
That's who you are.
You're the vigilante, not me. Ooh. Interesting angle.
Yeah.
Oof.
Damn, those armpits are sweating.
Yeah, he's anguished.
You're right.
This is who I am.
About everything, you're right. We're not the same.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you get to be free now.
Yeah, I'm sure Dexter at some point
Don't be sorry your darkness is gone.
would love for his dark passenger to be gone.
I'll carry it for you.
Oh.
Always.
Always.
Take out the scum of the earth.
I saw you. You're dead, trying so hard.
Oh.
It makes me want to do the same.
You want to give it another shot? Go back to the beginning?
Yes.
Very good place to start.
Oh.
Be honest with me. Is it weird to bring a date to a first birthday party?
A little bit.
No, I'm glad you brought her.
I take it back.
I didn't mean me. I meant your sister.
Quinn? Oh, yeah, he did it. He did it. Damn. I'm gonna go, Debra. Debra!
Thank you.
Oh.
For what?
The blow bar.
Oh.
Just doing my job.
Yeah. Well, that was the one thing hanging me up. There you go.
Oh. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Bros.
You could have told me sooner that the blood will clear to him.
Channels. Look where I wanted to give you the good news.
Aw. Aw.
I don't like Quinn much.
I don't like Quinn at all.
But I like you being happy.
But I want you to be happy.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, Dexter's such a good brother.
You must be too. Now that this is all over,
yeah, about that.
In ways I am, and in ways I couldn't be more heartbroken.
They make it look so easy.
I mean, they're lawfully allowed to have dark
With
passengers.
another human being. It's like no one told them it's the hardest thing in the world.
It's not easy. Such a beautiful ring.
Find your own closure, I suppose.
Where is she?
So sad.
Lieutenant, who was staying at the house.
She's gone.
She left.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I love how genuine she is when she said that.
You said she needed your help. Did you help her?
He definitely did.
Yeah, I think I did.
And did it work? Did it make you feel better?
In ways, yes, and in others, no.
You can't do one thing to make up for another. That's what Jordan Chase says. But he's wrong because we do that all the time. That is the way the world works. We try to make things right, even me.
Redemption stories, John.
Come on, everyone. It's time for the cake.
Oh, damn, that cake looks bomb.
Yeah.
Lumen said I gave her her life back, a reversal of my usual role. Well, the fact is she gave me mine back too, and I'm left not with what she took from me, but with what she brought.
I likes that. The glass.
That saw me, finally, for who I really am, and this certainty that nothing is set in stone.
Oh,
Harry.
While she was here, she made me think for the briefest moment that I might even have a chance to be human.
Make a wish. Make a wish.
Oh.
But wishes, of course, are for children.
Oh, fade to black. Wow. What a season.
What a shot.
season.
What a season.
Damn. All right, let's go into season 6. Oh, no, not yet. All righty. All right, guys, that was season 5, episodes 11 and 12. If you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, make sure you give us a 5-star rating. We would appreciate it. If you are also watching us on YouTube, make sure you do all the YouTube stuff. Hit the like button. Don't forget to comment, engage down there. Let us know your favorite moments from this season. Also, give us your ranking of all 5 seasons. We would love to hear that as well and share it. And don't forget to ring the notification bell. That way you are notified whenever we drop videos such as these. Also, if you are watching this on YouTube, it's because of those fine folks over at Prepper. They are editing down these highlights. It is a task. We appreciate all their hard work. Jonald Bangarang Humphrey.
Andrew Flash Gordon.
Hey. Well, we're going to get our initial thoughts on these 2 episodes, but I'd like your overall thoughts on the season because we've mentioned this a bevy of times now throughout season 5. I know this is not ranked among the pantheon of seasons 1 through 4. I would not agree with that. I think it's right up there personally, but I want to hear your overall thoughts. First of all, these 2 episodes, and then you can go into some season 5, and then we'll get to some questions after I lay my thoughts as well. But what are your overall thoughts of these last 2 episodes in season 5, just in general?
I really liked the whole season. I like these. I mean, these last 2 episodes were really tense and nerve-wracking and emotional. And this was a fascinating season because, it's building upon what's come before it. But I think in some ways it's very unique compared to the other seasons or, when you look at it, in contrast with the other seasons. The guest stars have been tremendous, and the way they've used the guest stars was very creative in this season, again, in response to what we've done in the past. And just the unique tenor and point of view of this story really spoke to me. And I know, a lot of people who really gravitate towards this season in particular. So, yeah, I would say that this has certainly continued just the continuing, trajectory of, goodwill for me. I've really felt like they've done a terrific job with this season and keeping the show functioning as something that is constantly growing and progressing this serial story of Dexter as a person, as a character. But yeah, also mixing in these, unique spins every season on how to do the structure and what, themes to focus on. And yeah, I thought this was really unique. And in terms of, the kinds of people, the kinds of, criminals and miscreants, to sick Dexter's dark passenger on. This is perhaps the most sort of benevolent. I mean, there's always like a morality play with what Dexter does, but this is, I think, the easiest for people to get on board with because this is some of the most violent, harsh, disturbing subject matter that they've flirted with in a show that is no stranger to that kind of stuff. So, I thought this was really terrific. Julia Stiles, fantastic work across the board. The development of her going from the midst of active trauma to someone trying to cope with that trauma and grief and sort of settling the rubble and figuring out, well, who am I now? And having this darkness sort of awakened within her and needing to kind of see that through to completion and having that be something that, as opposed to what Dexter experiences, this is something that can be sort of seen to completion and closure can happen, and it's fascinating. And you don't want to see her leave, but at the same time, you kind of get it. You're like, this is a vivid, important chapter in this person's life, but this is also not who she is deep down. And now that this trauma has been at least addressed and she has kind of, gone through this major catharsis. And also, too, like the establishment of intimacy. Like, again, I wasn't really on board with the idea that he and Lumen would be intimate early on, because I know that for people who have suffered things anywhere near what she suffered, oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes that's not what you want. You don't want to be, touched by anybody or vulnerable. But they let your guard down. Well. But the back and forth debate of trust between them has been so vital, and watching him, really bring out this side of Dexter that is, I don't know, it felt like a whole different shade and something that is sort of breathless and sort of desperate in a way, and something that is like, he is, like to borrow the venom, he's like a lethal protector. He's taken her under his wing. But there's something, almost spiritual feeling to him, because, this seems like, a very emotional, difficult experience for Dexter. He often looks like he's on the verge of tears. and just the way they handle the harshness and the sickness represented by, Jordan Chase and his cohorts, along with what the victims suffer. This was a really fascinating season. And I thought the way you could easily make this subject matter or, in poor taste, but I thought that they handled this rather well from my perspective, which admittedly is limited. And in talking to and just hearing perspectives of people who have been more in Lumen's position, it seems like those people really appreciate this season as well. And so that's always a nice sign that, again, the writers did their homework.
Yeah.
And like, this is a season that involves so many sort of emotionally difficult and incongruous things. People in the midst of these situations are rarely, acting with the most cool, calm, and collected logic, and I thought they handled the mess and the gray of this, both from the Lumen and Dexter perspective, as well as for everybody else. Like, they're good at always, involving the rest of the ensemble thematically and also, physically in the case or whatever. But I really like the journey.
I love what you just said, too, that people who have unfortunately been in the same position as Lumen have appreciated what the season has done, especially with her character and just the subject matter at hand, because it could have definitely been done in poor taste. And generally, at least for me, I like things that allow me to resonate with myself. In this case, that's a totally different perspective, because of course I can't resonate in any way, shape, or form, or rather, if I had something happen to me, if I was a woman and something like that had happened to me, like Lumen, I don't know if I'd want a resonating case.
Too.
Yeah, but the point being is, if something like this had ever happened to me, yes, I would never want to resonate. But if there was going to be something, I'd at least want a vindication and something cathartic to at least help me to remedy that sort of trauma. And I feel like this season did a great job of that, handling the subject matter, and especially with Lumen, like from the transformation she went through, the progression as a character, like going from someone who has to deal with this, and together with Dexter, she really grows into a mentally tough and really strong person physically as well, able to handle herself, and just, the dark passenger that comes from this transformation, and then she's able to get closure after dealing with this. I think it's just such a beautiful arc that we see throughout the season, and I loved it, and her getting that vindication and that cathartic release at the end. It was heartbreaking for us, the audience, as well as Lumen and Dexter, because you really do want them together, especially with what Dexter has just been through with Rita, and he finally feels like he had something with Lumen that he never even had with Rita. He could actually be the dark passenger, fully be himself with someone, which he'd never ever got to experience, because there were things he had to hide from Rita. He couldn't fully be himself. So there's something beautiful about that. You know, at the end of the day, once Lumen got what she, wanted in terms of like that closure, she wanted to, there was nothing there, and she wanted to live a normal life. And like, it's as heartbreaking as that is, I can understand that it's all about perspective.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's not even just wanting to live a normal life. It's just,
this is not the life I want anymore. I'm done.
Well, and I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it served its purpose, and now that's just kind of done now.
Yeah, exactly. And who am I going to go? Am I just going to?
What am I going to do? Live a normal life while you
are going out doing your dark passenger thing?
Yeah.
So
she's got a whole family. She's got her ex-fiance. Like, there are theoretically things for her to go and.
I mean, if she ever comes back, that's incredible. We'll see what happens.
I would imagine, and we'll get into this more with the questions, but I imagine she probably feels like she's in a place now where she can go and reconvene or recommune with the rest of her actual life.
For sure. And I feel like all the transformations that were happening throughout the season were so fascinating when it came to Lumen, when it came to Dexter, like how you deal with trauma. And then also, too, when you have like a piece of shit like Eugene Greer or what is it, John... I was about to say Johnny Lee Miller, but that is the actor's name. Jordan Chase, thank you. I'm always about to say Johnny Chase. I'm like, I'm not putting drama. I'm not putting drama from Entourage in this discussion. But yeah, like he transformed at the destruction of others, and he thrived at that. And it's like, look, I'm all about evolving and growing. I feel I've done a great deal of that in my own right over time, but I would never be okay with doing that if it meant that the suffering of others. And
that's the thing they say about a lot of this particular kind of abuser is that oftentimes
he's a narcissist.
He's a narcissist, but more than that, it's not about the sex aspect. It's about power and control, and it's about there definitely is a narcissistic.
You can feel that too when he's talking to the women.
Yeah, and the way he ostensibly is able to influence these other guys to do this stuff.
He knew how to manipulate very well.
Yeah. It's like he needs to be influencing multiple people, and it's like a sick, twisted web. And it's an interesting wrinkle that he's not the one who does the actual act, but he is the one who directs everybody.
Agreed. It's a fascinating. I mean, to go after season 4 when you have one of the greatest villains in TV history with the Trinity, that's a tough prospect, and just one of the greatest seasons in TV show history. I thought this show, like the emotional intensity and just the emotional drama, I really thought this was the way to go, and it was handled so well. I love this season. It was really, you definitely have to be in the mood to watch it, because it's really heavy, as Marty and Doc would say, so I thought it was just very well executed. I would also say, too, before we get into questions here, I really also love the development of Quinn and Debra's relationship. You got to understand, too, the messed up backstory, rather, in regards to their relationships and the mistrust that they have. Of course, with Debra and Biney, and that what happened there, and then with was it Quinn and Hill was her last name? Christina Hill, was that it? She was the Trinity's daughter, whatever her name is. They've both dated some, and of course, Debra's also dated some good guys too. She dated Lundy, who John and I loved as
Lundy.
well as from Arrow, the other guy. What was
Anton.
Anton, he was great too, and
he was cool.
Yeah, so she has dated some good guys, but also there is some trust issues, and she's also worried about, like, is she going to break someone's heart? Is vice versa. So, but the fact that both of them have dated like serial killers, like there is that wild resonating side that they can kind of correlate with.
Yeah,
but
they're uniquely
for sure.
aligned.
And also the fact that they work together and they're partners So there is that natural trust as well too.
Well,
and,
yeah,
and it makes it complicated
they're from
too.
similar walks of life
For
in their
sure.
own ways, and yeah, they have difference of sensibility, but yeah, there's a lot for them to relate on.
But I did love seeing too that Quinn was always, there were times where he would cut Pats or like do things that were very shady, like a Stan Lindy, not to the level of a Stan Lindy, but we saw Liddy, excuse me, thank you. But he would like put money in his pocket, like at a hotel thing, and I understand why. I get it. Like police officers are not paid a lot of money and shit, so I understand why he would cut corners and do and all the stuff that he would do.
Well, yeah, he does stuff off the book, but this provides you that contrast of like, but he's not this freaking guy.
This
he could become that.
But
guy.
watching Stan, seeing how Stan operated, I think was a cautionary tale, and I think falling in love with Debra also showed like love will prevail, and like she makes me want to be a better man and
makes me want to have integrity.
Yeah, for sure, and have principle. So I appreciated that. Actually.
Rather than being like
it didn't feel
generic.
It didn't feel generic to me. It felt organic and natural for him to see this progression grow from him.
Yeah,
and want to be this. Like he was willing to go to prison like over it, as opposed to saying it was Dexter So
well, he's
not that the evidence was on his side at that point, anyways. But he did have the photos and I don't know.
Well, no, he just seemed very willing to kind of accept the bed that he had made, and I mean there is a lot of sort of difficult information to handle there, but yeah, Liddy is definitely the kind of character who you're like, you see the appeal of Liddy, but you also see that like you would never want to become this guy.
No,
and somebody in Quinn's position is sort of probably, they don't make a huge show out of it, but I feel like he's in the position to go, okay, like I am clearly okay with a certain amount of off the book, unorthodox approaches and whatnot, but this guy is like the furthest extent of that, and this guy has alienated himself from his profession. He's alienated himself from most people.
Yeah, I can see
now he's become a thorn in my side, and I regret involving myself with this
He's a parasite,
guy.
like you said.
Yeah, because you can't trust him as far as you can throw him, and you're never going to be in control of that guy. And so yeah, like I really liked the what Liddy did for the season. And
having
it was just
said
really
that, he's
fun
so
to have him.
freaking entertaining.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, and it was neat to have this season that was so populated by guest stars, because then you get a Peter Weller in here
So
who's
good.
just again walking around chewing on the scenery. He's not
really
even
was.
fully. He doesn't meet a lot of the ensemble even, but like he's just so fun to watch.
It was just mesmerizing watching him.
And you're like, this guy
every
has
line.
got to go, but like, oh god,
Of course.
I'm having a blast
I know.
watching him.
I was sad knowing that he knew who Dexter was. I was like, damn it, I wanted to stay around the show, but he has to go. He knows way too much. It was kind of like with Dokes in season 2. We're like, shit, what's gonna happen? Because he knows way too much.
Well, and we're past the point now where you could, because of what happens to Dokes, you're like, oh, okay, this isn't the kind of show that's gonna like find some kind of weird maneuver to make him stay.
This show has made it clear that the stakes are always extremely high, and Dokes, Rita, and any other characters are an indication. Most who know information that they shouldn't know are not going to survive, or even characters that we love and care for, anybody can go at any which time.
Yeah, and I guess before we hop into questions, the last thing I'll say is it was nice. I like that the ends of each season are certainly quite different, and after ending the last season on such a somber gut punch, it was nice to end this season off with not a happy ending per se, but a lot of happy ending. I mean, like
happy, heartbreaking ending.
It's a brighter ending, and yeah, you do feel sad for Dexter, but you also feel the worth and the weight in what he. It's that thing of better to have loved than lost, and blah blah blah.
For
Not,
sure.
In very complex terms, it's kind of that. And so, even though it's heartbreaking at the end when she has to leave, she doesn't have to die. She gets to kind of hopefully walk out and, be on the other side of this and now live, hopefully to her fullest extent. Yeah. Dexter, yes, is left adrift, but he also sees, the family that he has. He's able to pay this forward from Deb to Quinn. And yeah, there's just a lot of, it was nice and it didn't feel hackneyed to have an ending that gave us a little bit of closure and doesn't need to do too much setup for next time, and is just kind of letting things lie and letting you exhale and breathe and kind of appreciate the tenderness.
Yeah. No, the last 3 seasons have been very intriguing endings, to say the least. You had season 3 end with the wedding of Rita and Dexter. Season 4 of course, the somber ending, as John just pointed out, with Rita's demise, and then this season with the heartbreaking closure and vindicating closure rather, and heartbreaking departure of Lumen, and then the birthday party. But yeah, crazy to see what's going to be in store for us season 6. I'm not going to let go of it, though. Debra is going to find. I know they did a great job, and then we'll get to the question. Seriously, I'm really appreciative, because one of my biggest pet peeves whenever I watch movies or TV shows is predicting stuff. Mm-hmm. But as long as I'm enjoying and I'm being entertained, and it's done in a satisfying way that services the story and the characters,
as long as they earn it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Then I'm good with it. But to do it like this, and then subvert my expectations in understandable. She has been through an experience kind of like this with Biney, and also she was listening to the tapes and watching them. So she's okay with what was just happening here, but the law says she's not supposed to be. So she's giving them a warning to get out. So I'm like, yes,
it
fine.
makes. Let's get into questions.
Yeah,
this
okay.
is gonna come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. By the way, if you do ever want to ask us questions, if you become a royal reject, we will shout you out and you can ask us whatever you'd like.
Heck yeah.
All right. From Jaden Rhodes. Jaden, thank you so much for being a royal reject, for asking us a question. We appreciate you. I am curious, now that y'all have finished season 5, do you think season 5 lives up to the first 4 seasons, or does it take a dip in quality? No, it's so good.
No, I think it definitely continues.
A lot of people say season 5 is when the show starts to fade in quality. In my opinion, I disagree. I think season 5 is a top 3 or 4 season for me, and there is a lot of seasons. I think season 5 is a top 5 season for sure. That would be my answer, but I do not.
I mean, I'm curious. I know people are not. I know for sure people are not fond of the last season of the main Dexter show.
Is that 8, right?
I think 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
You're probably right, but yeah, I'm curious. But yeah, I would agree. I would say
see it. I don't care.
I would say season 5 is continuing. Just the it doesn't feel like a dip. And I don't know. I'm the kind of viewer who rankings are fun, but I'm not always sitting here going like, oh, this one's definitely better than that one or whatever. I am a person, viewer. I'm a viewer who enjoys the fact that they are different to a degree, and some of them are doing different things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was just another great step along a journey filled with great steps. I would say, probably a top 3 season for me as well. This would be towards the top for me just because of the uniqueness of the subject matter and the, really potent way they explored it.
Yeah.
I don't agree that this is a fading in quality at all. I'm still looking forward to what's next. I don't know. Like, again, we're removed from the time in which this was coming out, and there are revivals. So, checking stuff out in hindsight is always a little bit different than at the time. But so far, I'm still very chuffed, and I like the way that this kind of reflects off of and responds to certain things about other past seasons, but also, carves out new and interesting things to confront our characters with, and great new and interesting guests. Again, even just changing up the way they use the guest stars. It's a motif of every season, is there are prominent guest stars, or maybe one prominent guest star. This had a bunch, and they used them. I love that your main top line guest star becomes a main character and is not the villain. And then you have another guest star who is the villain. Johnny Lee Miller did a terrific job. I think he's British. I totally forgot.
Is he
I
really?
think he's British. Yeah,
that accent was convincing.
Because that's one of the best, American accents I have heard.
Is an English actor?
English actor. Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
he's on one of those, Sherlock Holmes shows.
Hey.
But having him, having this rogue presence in Liddy, Peter Weller, and even Angela Bettis, who is not like as well known, but has certainly done a lot of notable Indian cult like horror films and stuff like that. This was a really, I think, terrific and interesting and tough piece of art.
What a looming task to have to follow season 4, right? See what
That's
I did
tough.
there? Looming. No, John. But this was, look, is it season 4? No, but it's still a fantastic addition to they're different, but
they're doing different things.
They're definitely, but I like that each season tackles different themes and explores different things with Dexter. and gives us fascinating villains, to say the least. So I think this season is terrific. I would if I had a, as I always like to point out, a gun to my head, and you told me right now I got to give you a ranking, I'd say give me a little bit of time and I'll think about it. But this would definitely be right up there for sure.
It's really hard to rank them, honestly.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
4 is definitely 1 for me. I'll say that. But
for this season or season 4 would be at the top, I think.
This was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed every moment of this season.
Yeah.
In terms of quality of TV that I like to watch.
It's so hard. It's like I just want to put like multiples
because of the emotional stakes.
I just want to put multiples into one slot. It's like I want to put 5 and 4 at the top. I want to put 3 and 1 in number 2, and I want to put 2 at third place because 2 I really like still.
I love 2, but 2 would definitely be in my lower tier, even though it's phenomenal.
It's the one that if I have to move something down, I'm like, I can move 2 down. But
we want justice for Dokes.
Yeah, I mean that stuff was great. I've loved it also.
Lila was amazing. I love all the shirtless scenes.
And last thing before the next question, I do like the debate about whether that whole thing that Chase brings up about you can't fix one mistake or piece of trauma by doing something else, and you can't
replace it.
Yeah, and then Dexter coming around and that's what we do all the time. And while I don't think that his grief over Rita is solved by this, it does at least get into conversation with that, because Rita, while she might not have had the exact experience that Lumen did, certainly went through a lot of gnarly abuse. And so and obviously there's the similarity of how they look. So I think there is a good amount of this doesn't completely, leave Dexter at peace with what happened to Rita, but I think in a way he is able to at least converse with that trauma through what he's done here with Lumen, and I think that's another just interesting.
Well,
thing.
He saved a woman in need who needed, and at the time where he could not do that. We've talked about that where he
helped empower her to create her own closure. I mean, they work together, but it goes from him doing it to him giving her the tools.
Yeah. For sure, because Rita was not in a position to save herself at that time, and a sadistic, awful human being.
Well, and even she does, though. Like Rita, as time goes by,
we saw her grow a spine and was no longer a pushover. But was she in a position to physically handle someone like the Trinity? I don't know if Dexter had trained her yet to be in that position.
No.
Yeah, she didn't have the mentorship because she didn't know the real. Not yet. I think she could have gotten to a place yet. She was capable of it, no doubt.
Maybe.
It's Rita, dude. We saw what Rita became. The spine that she grew. Come on, man. Rita would have. If Dexter would have taken her under a wing, although I don't know if she would have stayed around if Dexter would have been honest about the darkness.
I don't know if Rita going under his wing is even a thing that would have been possible. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said if she would have found out about the dark passenger, I don't know.
I don't know if she would have stayed for that.
I don't think so either, but we'll go to an alternate universe where that did happen and she killed the Trinity. All right. Thank you for the question. We appreciate you.
Hunter Preston, thanks for chiming in. How do you guys feel about Debra nearly finding out about Dexter? Do you think it was a bad choice to have her step away instead of finding out? Or do you think the show now has made a potential reveal more interesting and engaging?
I think that was much more fascinating the way they did it. Just because the way they were hinting at it so many times, I thought it was coming. It seemed very predictable as I continuously kept calling out. But I think because she had listened to the tapes, she had already been through an experience like this with Biney, not to the full extent, but just a sadistic, evil person, doing awful things and tying her up and all that. And she'd been through a traumatic experience like Lumen. So she understood the situation, but having her having her literally be 5 to 10 feet within Dexter and not having, I think really, it was subverting your expectations in a satisfying way, but knowing that it's still out there and I still feel it's going to happen. She has to find out. They're hinting at it too much for it to not. Man. All right, I know
this will be one of the great debates of our viewership because again, you were often right with these.
I'm not always
predictions.
I'm not always right, but
you're not always. I'm saying you're often on the right track, and I could see this being a conversation, but part of me just doesn't necessarily believe that Deb would be able to cope with that.
It would definitely, she would be very distraught because we know when she is very close to someone, i.e. a Biney, i.e. a Quinn, or whatever, her dad, when people lie to her, she wears her heart on her sleeve. She takes it very personally when people she cares for lie to her.
Yeah, trust is huge.
Yeah, so that is going to be one of my, if it happens, and she's such an incredible actress, Jennifer Carpenter, right? Mm-hmm. She is one of the most provocative actresses I've ever seen when it comes to emotionally being expressive, and I love just what the verbal expressions that she makes, and the way she narrates as well with her emoting. I would be so fascinated to see how she would react to seeing that Dexter, seeing that her brother this entire time had this dark passenger and is this vigilante, and finding this out for the first time. I think Jennifer Carpenter is such an incredible actress that we as the audience, I'm sure many of you have already seen the show, so you already know if you have, but at least for John and I, for first-time viewers, like, it would definitely be quite an experience to see that. But if it never happens, I mean, I'd be okay with that if it's, as long as the storyline is done in an interesting way that progresses the characters and all, and the plot line and all that. But I just think it has to happen. But what about you?
Yeah, I could imagine people having, that was one moment I imagined a lot of people would have differing feelings on, because I think you could make the argument very easily that Deb is too good a cop to let them go. There's so much riding on this. At the same time, I do agree with you. I feel like because, and they make a point of this in the late, stage of the game there in episode 11 or 12, where she's watching the tapes again and seeing that someone's off camera giving instructions, and Dexter's like, you don't need to keep watching these. She's like, no, I do. And so, like, I feel like because of the unique nature of this, I bought it, and I enjoyed, granted, if that sheet hadn't been up, the whole thing would have been different. So, like, there's a certain amount of, I guess, suspension of disbelief you must rely on in a scene like that, especially because his body's right there. But at the same time, the problem with being a cop, it seems, and certainly we've experienced through Debra and other characters, is that there's a limit to what the law can provide. And, on the book above the board. And, I really like the staging of that scene. I really like the tension of that moment, and her basically saying, hey, look, I know you must be number 13. And, I am going to have to call this in, but, ultimately drawing it out until you get to that ultimate conclusion of it would be wise to be gone by the time I, do. Yeah. And Dexter doesn't say a word, but you're watching everybody sort of calculate in the moment. And you're in her POV and you can see through this tarp, this sheet of plastic. And even she fires that warning shot. Like, it just, the whole tension of it was nice because it still speaks. It nicely illustrates both, all the stuff with Dexter, but also that the Deb and the rest of the PD are competent and they're good detectives and they're able to again be in this race together. And I like the stuff with, like, her and Quinn. Which couple's going to get to him first? Is it going to be the vigilantes or is it going to be us? And ultimately, given the circumstances, again, it's one of those crimes that you're just like, not a lot of sympathy and not a lot of hope for rehabilitation. And, there are calm conversations I suppose we could have about it. But when when you've seen what Deb has seen and, as to your point, been through what Deb has been through, this seems like a rare opportunity where, at least for her, she can know, like, well, this isn't gonna, the barrel killers et al. Have been taken care of, and we're gonna need to find some way to pay that off on the record, but knowing that it's done, and also knowing that, the unique circumstances that at least the, main person behind this, which to her is number 13, to us we know is kind of a blend. But I thought I really loved that scene. I thought it was a great scene.
And it came back a little bit too with her conversation earlier with Dexter in the season about, and just what she was going through in regards to, I made a weird comment where I said it was kind of dehumanizing her, and I didn't mean that. I just mean like a slight dark passenger coming out on, with Deb when she killed, those the two what were those two guys in the club or whatever,
Yeah.
or whatever, or
brother.
when she killed one of the guys who was macheting and she didn't feel any remorse about it. And and I was like, I totally understand where she's coming from and where she's feeling. But then Dexter also had the conversation with her. Hey, not everyone deserves to die, but not everyone deserves to live. And I feel like that conversation came back in that moment right there.
Yeah, totally. You're like, this is a person you know is not going to probably change and is not sorry and has built this empire, you know, being this narcissist chameleon. And, you know, I love that, to his credit, you know, all the way down, Johnny Lee Miller is just spouting off different, you know, screeds of analysis and emotional philosophy and trying to manipulate until the very, very end. And I bought that in the moment that, some people... I could see where the conversation might have gone because it's like, oh yeah, you know, we don't get to be the ones who decide who lives or dies or whatever. But some people don't deserve to live and have proven that well beyond the point of return. And Jordan Chase is one of those people
for sure. And here lies the last thing before we get to our next question. What happens if you allow someone like that to live? We saw what happened when you allowed the Trinity for selfish reasons and such.
Yeah.
Would you allow someone like that who takes life to live? There's ramifications and consequences.
Yeah, and in that moment, she knows, like, this is way better than chasing you through the system in a way, you know, and it might not be ethical completely, but you can see
you did us
how,
a favor.
Yeah, you can see how in this circumstance, it's I feel like if they're going to do a scene like this, these are the circumstances that I think make the most sense to do it under. Because, there are a lot of times you could have played a card like this on a show like this, and I think this is the time that sells it the most, and especially 5 seasons deep, I think they've earned that.
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. We appreciate you. Emma! Not a review if we don't get a question for Emma on Dexter. Thank you so much, Emma, for being a Royal Reject. And we appreciate you so much. You guys are finally done with season 5. What did you think about the Lumen story arc? Do you wish she stayed as a do you wish she stayed as a longer character? Do you think this is a good ending for her? Gianizio Fabrizio?
You know, I think it's a little bit of both. You know, it's bittersweet because you do like her and Dexter together, but at least right now, and, you know, this is going to germinate in my brain as, you know, the days intervene and I get time to reflect. But as much as you don't want it to happen, and as much as the tenderness between Dexter and Lumen has been really lovely, and as much as they are two people who are kind of in severe trauma and grief coming back into themselves, you do kind of, I do kind of understand the nature of this being sort of a stepstone in a sense, a very, very, very significant one, a very meaningful one, a sort of cornerstone in a way, but also something that, is more of a transition because, you know, Lumen is healing or at least growing past something that now enables, you know, you get the sense that this closure now allows her to kind of reconvene with the rest of her life, you know, and this is not the life for her. And so I bought what, you know, it's in the last couple of moments of the episode, and even whilst watching it, I was like, how are we going to do this? But at the same time, I did believe what they chose there, just like it's over. And, you know, we've seen it to completion, and you saw them on the boat, and they had this really lovely send-off, and they're riding off into the sunset, and they, you know, fall asleep together. And now it's a new day, and now life begins anew in a way, at least for Lumen, it does. And I really bought the pain of Dexter not wanting her to leave because, you know, she's been
that was so raw and emotional, that moment. Oh, when he threw the plate and the camera angle that they did, I'm like, oh my God, I felt that so much.
Totally. And I think that, you know, you really, like I get how he, as much as he was, you know, sort of the mentor in a lot of respects, it's like he needs this too, and he needs her, you know, to give him this sense of purpose and to feel like he is taking control over something that he had no control over at the end of season 4. You know, and so, but
he did.
Part of me was wondering, you know, before those moments, whether or not she would somehow persist. But I guess I never really expected it. And 2, I mean, if we're teeing up season 6 and the seasons are semi-episodic, it does make sense I think it made sense contextually in the story and functionally for the fact that I know we have to kind of create the new circumstances and introduce the new characters that will mark season 6. So, I thought that as a complete story arc, this was actually pretty graceful for her. And again, where you see her start at, this frail and covered in muck, and just this traumatized individual, then going into a more sort of uneasy but settled state, and then wanting to be more involved with taking back the control, and
she took it,
and really closing this loop and really showing the people responsible a taste of their own medicine, all that stuff. And then her opening up to Dexter, her opening up to him both emotionally and then physically. I just thought there were so many really lovely tender moments, and it brought a lot of tenderness out of Dexter. And this is arguably a lot of harsh and somber emotions for him, but an emotional season for Dexter most certainly. And I really liked her story.
Different set of circumstances, but I don't care if it's recency bias. I would venture to say badass female character type of transformation I would compare to Sarah Connor and Ellen Ripley.
the only two strong females in Hollywood history.
How about Buffy the Vampire Slayer? How's
also
that?
Buffy is good.
Yeah, so I would say it's right. It's really up there. No, seeing someone who is going through a really traumatic thing, someone who's frail as you just pointed out, and seeing her like literally become really badass, but at the same point, you see what were you gonna...
formidable without it being like silly.
No, for sure, you buy it. You buy the transformation,
or too much of a pulp fantasy. I guess,
absolutely.
Even though there is pulp and there is fantasy.
And I talked about subverting expectations when we got to the whole thing with Debra and not getting the reveal of Dexter, which I thought was done great. I literally thought we were going to end on the shot where they were on the boat and they're like kind of free of no more of these guys, and they've kind of completed the mission at hand, and now they're going to ride off into the sunset, right? And that's where you would literally have your ending, but then they're like, now we're going to do Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, right? And we have some extra endings here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Which
is understandable. And then when I'm hearing her side of it and having perspective, of course, this is not the life for her. And of course, nobody Dexter didn't choose this life. It chose him, right? He had the whole thing happen to him with his mom and was born in blood, right?
It's this was thrust upon each of them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, by outside circumstances. But this she was way more formed of an individual when that happened.
Yeah, whereas he was a young child, and
he was just forming.
Yeah, and the fact that what she said, like she felt nothing, as she was sleeping or attempting to sleep as she couldn't sleep. I'm like, I get it. This is just not the life for you. Like, you're not going to just sit at home and singing Kumbaya while he's out doing his dark passenger thing every night. So I understood where they were coming from about that, and Dexter really does love her, and you could feel that raw, tender emotion as he threw the plate. But I think that's also what love is. If you really do love someone, as hard as it is, as emotional as it is, as hard as it is, you have to know when it's time to let go too, even when you don't want to. That's part of sacrificing, and it's part of loving another, is when to sacrifice that love. And unfortunately, it came for Dexter a second time, just in a different kind of way, a different heartbreak.
Yeah, but it is sort of like it's heartbreaking individually, but now she does get to live on to go out.
But he gave her something beautiful to live for now after such a horrifying and traumatic event.
Well, and he literally gave her the tools to kind of create her own closure.
Yeah.
That he's involved
and a new path.
But, yeah, and I guess the last thing I'll say on this is, like, I do get why this is such a, resonant season to a lot of people, because this is kind of the fantasy that you imagine when you think of, the types of villains we dealt with in this particular season. Like, this is whatever most people, I think, wish could happen.
Of course. It's like Inglourious Bastards. That's how us Jews wish it would have ended.
Yes, but with a less pulp, exploitation movie flavor and a more, sort of delicate handling.
Of course.
I think this could have gone too far into pulp. territory. And I think
it handled it with TLC.
Like, I can imagine this season being tough for certain people to watch, but also extremely cathartic, because this is the kind of closure that people in this position probably dream about and most never get. So, in a weird way, there's all sorts of debate about when and how to depict this kind of, harshness, this kind of assault. And oftentimes it is argued that you don't need to. And I can understand sort of a function for this for people, because, this does allow certain viewers, and again, not everyone's going to be, if they've had these experiences, ready to
That's why I said
something like
you
this.
got to be in the mood.
You got to be in the right headspace. But if you are both of some of these experiences and in that right headspace, I could see how this might be very moving and very cathartic to see. This character get to go out into the world, off into the sunrise, live the rest of her life now.
I would also venture to say this is one of the most ambitious seasons, no doubt, because of the things you are tackling in this season. That it must have been it must have been a little bit scary just to see, like, okay, we really got to handle this with, as I just said, with TLC. And because this can go wrong in so many different ways if we don't handle this properly. So I just think they did. I want to just point out how great of a job that I think they did with the subject at hand. So it's really great.
Yeah, they did a nice job.
Thank you so much, Emma. We appreciate you. Please keep giving us questions. We love you.
Vampire Toad, thank you for chiming in. I'd love to hear how and if they resonated with you and what you think of them. When I first heard the line, quote, "Don't be sorry your darkness is gone. I'll carry it for you. Always. I'll keep it with mine." It hit me deep. I've been in that exact spot many a time. Also, quote, "They make it look so easy connecting with another human being. It's like no one told them it's the hardest thing in the world." This, to me, is one of the most overtly neurodivergent lines in the series. The utter confusion watching people ease into simple connection while you sit and think, how?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I love the Dexter headspace, certainly. And a character like him is uniquely poised. And not all of us have this experience, but certainly if you're somebody who people confide in and who people trust, and if you've ever had to help anybody through a tough situation, you are sharing and helping to kind of ease the load of other people's darkness. And, some people reach out to you when they're having, you have certain friends perhaps even that'll commonly reach out when times are hard, because, it is, a unique bond to share with somebody in that, if you can help alleviate some of their darkness, even though that exchange isn't always even, certainly Dexter is capable of bearing that darkness. And that was a beautiful moment. That was a real admission of love, I thought.
Exactly.
This idea that you shouldn't be sorry the darkness is gone and we don't get to be together. You should be glad because you're free of this. And even though Dexter certainly is in his element with his darkness in a lot of ways, it's also a troubling thing to various degrees, and something that if he was free of, might make for a much easier life. And even though we're not all living a Dexter lifestyle, that was definitely a very resonant line. And then the other one, connecting, I like this take Dexter has a lot of sort of neurodivergences, I suppose you could say, and I'm not the most neurodivergent person, but I'm certainly somewhat of a neurodivergent person, and even sometimes I'm very good in social environments, and sometimes I feel exactly like this.
You
connecting
are always good.
Sometimes I don't always feel very good at it, and sometimes just being at ease and free flowing with people is a lot harder than it seems like it would be.
I think you get in your own head, my friend. Don't Dexter yourself, okay? Yeah. But we all do this, so.
Yeah, these were great. I love these. There were a lot of great dialogue, a lot of great scenes.
I know I agree with John. I was a lot of words always have subtext in them, right? So when it comes to the "don't be sorry your darkness is gone, I'll carry it for you always, and I'll keep it with mine," that is such an admission of love, no doubt.
Yeah.
And
this is always going to be part of me.
Yeah, and for sure, and always you will be a part of me, and I'm so glad that you are free. And
did he get his blood slide? Oh my God!
Wait,
does he not have a blood slide from freaking Jordan Chase?
Oh,
man,
that's a good question. Wait, did we even see him do the cut?
Didn't do the cut, I don't think. I
Yeah,
can't remember. We
well,
gotta go back.
he said it's all yours, right? To Lumen. So
I mean, I'm sure he could have grabbed a quickie, but you know.
But I think also too these lines, the "Don't be sorry, your darkness I don't care for you." It really shows the growth of the character of Dexter and how much humanity has like progressed throughout the series. Like, it's not that he wasn't a human being when we started the show. It's just we've seen him just take an interesting path from the social awkward person that we started with to starting a family with Rita and, you know, having surrogate kids rather, like, or becoming their surrogate father rather, and with Aster and Cody, and how they humanized him and changed him and how he's grown and evolved. And now what he's done for Lumen, and also what Lumen has done for him after the traumatic event of Rita. And I think this line just speaks so much, even more than the love and that he'll always hold what they had will always be in his heart. There's just so much more, like, you can add subtext to it. So I think that's how I would say resonated with me. When it comes to how do we connect with other human beings, for sure. There's so many times when I've done that, like, it's not easy being with another person because there's so many things that we do that can, at least for me, like, I can be annoying at times, just whether it's my OCD being clean at home, whether it's but also I can be very charming and whatnot. There's strengths and there's weaknesses, but that's another thing where I always talk about growing and evolving. But yeah, I would say that in regards to Dexter, he's got the dark passenger, so it makes it for him a slight bit more complicated when he's looking at other people and comparing. I would say I understand.
Well, it's the dark passenger, but it's also his feeling like he doesn't have any normal array of human emotions.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I'm just taking it for what it is. That I get why he's making the comparison, as he's just gone through what he went through with Rita and with Lumen. But he's looking at other people and he's playing the contrast game which I've played 10,000 times whenever I've seen couples and say, how do they do this? What can I be taught? How do I do this? And I think for Dexter, it's like, dude, you deserve love. You really do, especially after everything you've been through, and also that you are this great figure who comes down here to take out the evil in this world. So appreciative of you. But you are a special kind of human being where you've got that dark passenger. It's a very complicated issue. So that's why I think, like, with what happened with Lumen, that's why I wanted things to really work out. But I understand, again, from her perspective, why things couldn't. But that she saw the real Dexter, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen now. Maybe he's just cursed and not until this life vanishes in terms of the dark passenger. Maybe he's not meant to have that love, because you see the ramifications and the consequences, as I said earlier, of what happens with that Rita in the Trinity. So I hope everything works out for Dexter. I know he got a family out of it, of course. When it comes
nice
to
Aster and Cody
and Harrison as well, but. Yeah, I really feel for Dexter, but he still has those human emotions. Like, having this dark passenger, he knows how to balance it out at this point, too. And
I mean, he's good at blending in like a person who could connect with other people.
He's grown a lot.
But it is hard, like, you know, and it's hard to be at ease in situations with other people and not be, you know, I know from my experience, not be self-conscious or not be constantly kind of judging yourself, or, you know, just preoccupied, or you don't feel like you're in the right mood. There's so many things. It's weird. It's like I certainly have experienced moments where connecting is effortless, but also I've experienced tons of moments where I feel like alone. I feel, you know, like lonely around a bunch of other people because I don't feel like I'm getting on the groove or connecting in the right way, or just some kind of barrier that I can't quite see or describe is, you know, blocking me from doing so. So yeah, a lot of some good resonant line pulls here for sure.
Absolutely. No, there's definitely some moments that go extra deep in this season for sure. So thank you so much, Vampire Toad. And for our final question, we also had some other questions after this, but unfortunately we don't have time, so we're going to end on this one. All right, from Jay Rushton. What up, Jay? Question. When Dexter blows out the candle on his son's cake, what do you think Dexter was wishing for in that moment? For me, and this is just my interpretation, was kind of feeling like he wanted his dark passenger to just vanish so he could kind of live a normal life. And maybe, I know not maybe be with Lumen in that moment, but just go have normal circumstances rather than not everything be so complicated. That's how I interpreted it in that moment. I have to probably think a little bit harder, but that's where I was, because he was surveying everyone and being observant to all the couples and then mentioning that as the line we just talked about. They make it look so easy connecting with another human being. So I do hope he takes the glass half full approach where he does at least appreciate what he does have with Harrison and Cody and Aster, and the support system he does have with the incredible, and his sister Deb, and all the other officer and his family unit that he has at the department, Vince and everyone else there, Angel. So I really do hope, like, because I think when we're in a time of healing and just when we just need to get through, having a support system is so important, in my opinion. It's gotten me through some really dark times.
Yeah.
So I really hope he takes that approach of just being a glass half full than a glass half empty type of guy. So that's how I interpreted. John, what was your interpretation of what he was wishing for?
I think in that moment he would have wished for Harrison to grow up being a normal kid, to live a normal life.
I like that.
I think that's probably what that's to
good.
me what I would imagine
I
him
could see
thinking
that.
about in that moment.
I could see that.
As a wish. Do you have a heart out? I was gonna say, if you have time, we could just speed run these last questions because they are,
Okay.
they are juicy.
We could do it really quick. We're going to do a couple more, guys.
Just a couple speed runners, just because, Emma, part 2. What do you think about how they handled Dexter after Rita's death? Anything you wish they did different? I think that the start of the season with him, I think the first 2 episodes kind of centering around his grief and his unique experience of that grief was an interesting thing. Her death certainly looms over the season. It didn't leave me in the moment. It didn't leave me in the moment feeling like anything was missed, although I missed Julie Benz, obviously. And I know that she, I think, would have wanted to continue on the show, But yeah, I liked that they made this whole season kind of both. First off, him trying to figure out how to deal with the grief in his own unique way, and then him, trying to kind of right this wrong as a means of, I don't know, kind of, creating some semblance of at least counterweight,
Yeah, me being selfish because I want to see more Julie Benz. I get why they didn't do it, but I would have loved if they could have done some stuff where in his subconscious, I like that they did at least show like the first date and what happened with her. I thought that stuff was great, and everything, how they handled aside from that, really done well, because you really do feel how much this has afflicted and affected him throughout the season, and then how Lumen is able to help him not get through it, but just really help him heal through this tender set of events.
Mm-hmm.
But through the hairy subconscious thing that happens, you could have had a couple times where you just had her there, and then maybe the theme is letting go, and then he's just gets to a point where now with Lumen, or by the end of it, he just has to. He says in his subconscious, and he's switching back and forth between Rita and Harry. I have to let you go. It's that time. I will never let you go. You'll always be here, but it's time to let go now.
I'm personally pleased we didn't get a Rita apparition or anything like that. I think Harry is good enough, and I like the way they used Harry here.
Agree with me, John.
I think, too, having that episode towards the start of the season where you see how they met was a really nice send-off, and you see the early moments before all this. I think giving us a send-off with everything that happened before when things were still innocent, I think was kind of an interesting call there.
I'm just saying it would have been interesting if they did that. I'm not saying it would have worked, but
no, I could see it being an interesting thing.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. We appreciate it.
Vampire Toad, got a couple from you here. The first one, because we've already touched on this, I'll go kind of in reverse order. I can't not mention Deb letting them go. In some way, she has her own sense of justice that lies beyond the law sometimes. Do you think she made the right choice? We've already kind of talked about this, but I do like, your point here that, she does. She is a good cop, and she's a dedicated cop, but she has seen instances where the law fails, and this is she's seen the depth of depravity here, so I think in that moment she's able to go, these people pushed to the extreme are probably not evil, and once this is done, they're probably going to be done.
And also, too, the fact that she was not the person who took out Biney, So if she could have done something about it, I'm sure she would have loved to.
Yeah.
So the fact that people are getting vindication and getting a cathartic release for doing these things, it probably feels vindicating for her as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's understandable where she's coming from.
And then finally, now that you've finished this particular season, this is also from Vampire Toad, has your perspective on Dexter's nature changed?
No.
For me, it really cements the fact that Dexter had a chance to be a more normal functioning member of society. He has the capacity, but was groomed to become a killer from so young that the damage is done.
Yeah, no, it has not changed. Look, I would love for Dexter to live a normal life and to find happiness. He does have that with with Cody, with Aster, and I combined Cody and Aster. Coder. With Cody and Aster and with Harrison. So, and I love that they really humanize him and they bring him so much love and happiness. Mm-hmm. He had that for a short period of time here with Lumen. He had that for a short period of time with Rita. And look, I would love nothing more than for him to have that with another individual. Nothing would make me happier for Dexter. I don't know if that's I think Harry has made that quite apparent many times. You don't get to people like dark passengers don't get to people who do this line of work don't get to have happy endings like that. It just is not possible. Doesn't mean it can't happen, or have that normal life rather. So I would love for that to happen, but to the beginning of your question has my perspective on Dexter's nature changed? No, I'm so happy with what he does. There's a lot of trash in this world, and the fact that someone wants to throw it away on days that are not just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and as well as Saturday and Sunday, makes me appreciative that there are people like Dexter, and the system doesn't always work, right? So, unfortunately, Granted, I'm not always the biggest fan of vigilantism, but if somebody needs to do something like this, like I'm not opposed to it, right? If the system is not working, so no, I'm so appreciative of someone like Dexter.
I mean, my perspective, I think Dexter's nature is an interesting question mark. Always, it's kind of an open conversation to me. It's always sliding around a little bit, and I think in this season. I think it was this season, right? You get that moment from Harry where he comes in and he's like, you did something like purely out of concern for somebody else and because you wanted to protect them. And I didn't know you had that in you. You know, I might have changed my entire approach if I knew that was in there. Yeah. So I think Dexter's nature and nurture are always kind of developing or revealing new shades and elements depending on what the stimulus is. It's weird. It's like, I think it's a debate always. You know, could he have turned out different if Harry hadn't chosen this exact approach? Maybe. And I don't have like a full-on answer. But I do kind of agree with you that like Dexter had a chance to be something different if Harry had guided him in a different direction. So, like, him being a killer is something where I feel like, yes, the damage is probably largely done, as you put it, but at the same time, I don't fully imagine that he could never give it up, but I think that would be very difficult. I think, yeah, there's a lot in his nature that has persisted since the original, but I think his emotional display and journey across all these seasons and what he discovers about himself and, yeah, I feel like he's not maybe devoid of emotion. He just presents it and experiences it very differently. Yeah. But yeah, I think his nature is always an interesting question.
Look how he presented emotion when Lumen was telling him that she couldn't live this life any longer.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got it.
I think his nature is an ever developing, ever sort of active conversation.
Anyways, guys, that was season 5, episodes 11 and 12, and just season 5 as well. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this season. What is your ranking? Without spoilers, of course, are you looking forward to us doing season 6? We can't wait. John and I are so excited. So let us know. Please share the video, like the video, engage by commenting. We'd love to hear all your thoughts. We appreciate you guys so much. If you stuck around with us this long, we are so embedded and endeared to you. Seriously. Love you
guys.
Love you guys so much. Take
Excited
care.
To continue.
Yes.
Don't forget to like and share and all that good stuff.
Yes, please. Take care. Be safe. And remember,
take it.